Am I the a-hole for leaving my husband due to our son's paternity? Throwaway and on phone, I 36F met my husband M40 to 10 years ago. He already had a 3-year-old son Ukalti from a previous relationship. The mother wanted nothing to do with him and terminated her rights. A year after we got married, I adopted T. He was 5 by then. Our life, I thought, was as close to perfect as you can get. Great relationship, rarely argued, and as a family unit, everything went well. Well, a few months after my son's 14th birthday, his bio mother showed up wanting to reconnect with him. After a long discussion with T, he decided he didn't want to know her. He said I was his mother and he didn't want or need another one. As his bio mother had terminated her rights, he didn't have any legal ways of forcing contact, so she did something that I thought was just an awful attempt to hurt us. She claimed that she wasn't even sure that my husband was my son's bio father. He had no reason to suspect he wasn't at the time, and he didn't believe when she said it either. But T was worried and wanted a paternity test done. So we got the test, and we both assured him that no matter what, we loved him and we were a family. Well, the test results came back and my husband wasn't T's bio father. They were both understandably devastated. But what I didn't expect was how angry my husband got at T. He was acting like it was somehow T's fault. Over the next few days, I had many fights with him, telling him that his feelings were for me and him to deal with, not TT is a child, and right now we need to be protecting and supporting him. My husband screamed that he also needed support, and I responded that I was supporting him. But I wouldn't support him in hurting our son. To which he responded, not my son, he isn't. This led to an even bigger argument where he stormed into T's room and yelled at him to get out of my house, and then turned on me and yelled, "Get that out of here." I got him out of T's room and helped T and told him that no matter what, Mom loves him and he will always have me. That I didn't give birth to him, but he is my baby and nothing will change that. So I packed some of T's things and then went to pack some of mine so we could go to my parents for a few days. But when I went downstairs with T's things, my husband smiled at me. He smiled. He saw T's bags packed and gave me this self-satisfied smile. I don't know how to explain it, but in that moment it was like a switch flipped in me. He was happy to throw my son away. He is a completely different person to me, and I can't make myself feel any kind of sympathy for him right now. I told T to get in the car and went back to get my things. My husband started freaking out about me leaving, which turned to him crying and begging when I told him that if it was a choice between my husband and my child wins every time. T and I are at my parents' now, and they are being very supportive. My mother and T have a special relationship, and she hasn't left his side. I've been getting messages from my in-laws saying I'm being heartless and until sympathetic to what my husband is going through. And if I had just been patient, he would come around. But frankly, I tried, and ultimately in the situation, he is the adult and T is the child. Am I the whole? Subscribe and share for more.